Okay, I want to remind you that you can use calculators during this unit. So if you ever get to a problem in which you think, man, I'd really like a calculator, just make sure you're grabbing the calculator that belongs to you, okay? From back there, okay? You're making me nervous, Layden. Okay, so yesterday we talked about how addition and subtraction are inverse operations from each other. Who thinks they know what we're going to write right here? Okay, Matthew says we're going to write multiplication and division. What do you feel about that? Okay, if we have a number connected to a variable using multiplication, then we are going to undo that with division. If we have a number being divided to our variable, we are going to undo that with multiplication. And that's what we're going to work on today. So we're going to look at number 7. Okay. On number 7, could you please draw your line for your fence? Remember, what we do to one side, we have to equal out on the other side. We have to balance. Okay? I like to find my variable. So maybe you want to circle it if you need to. Okay? So, Landon, what number do we need to move?
24.
Is that with the A?
Nope.
Okay. What is with the A?
4.
So 4 is the number we need to move because we want A to be by itself. Okay? Now, I'm confused because I don't see an operation between 4 and A. Oh. Okay. There's multiplication in between. So we need to undo multiplication. Girls. Seriously. Okay. Jaden, what operation is going to undo multiplication? Division. So we are going to divide both sides by 4. Because what's 4 divided by 4? 1. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So we're not going to write 1A, but we have 1A equals -6. Now, I always like you to be able to check your answer. Okay, with any equation, you should know if you have the right answer because when we go back to the original problem and we say, okay, well, A is really -6. Is 4 times -6 -24? Yes. Now, I had the question in my last period class, do we have to show you that? I am not going to make a big deal of you showing me this work right here. If you do it and you don't write it down, that's fine. But I want you to go through the process of checking your answer. That way you know if you have it right. Just if you want to do it in your head, hey, 4 times my answer equals -24. That's fine. At the very least, I need to see this work right here. I need to see that you divided both sides and then your answer is -6. But the checking work, I'm going to write it, but if you need to do it, if you would like to do it in your head, that's fine. What I don't want is for you to be going so fast, you're just zooming through and you make silly mistakes because you're not taking your time and showing your work. Okay? All right, so let's look at this one. Number 8. Draw your fence. Okay, find your variable. We want P by itself. So what number do we need to move? We need to move -7. Now, I know it's tempting. Yesterday, when we had a negative number, we added it to both sides. However, yesterday, there was an addition sign in between. Here, what is in between -7 and P? Nothing, so we know it's multiplication. So we need to undo multiplication. Okay, Landon is saying we need to divide. Do you agree? Okay. Now, what are we dividing by? -7. We need to bring that negative along with it. -7 is being multiplied to P, so we need to divide by -7. Okay? When we divide by -7, those are going to undo each other, and we're left with P equals 8. What? Well, over here, since it's -7 divided by -7, that's a +1. So we have +1P. Okay? Now, if you're worried about it, let's check. Okay? Our equation is -56 equals -7 times P. Is -7 times 8 equal to -56?
Yeah.
Oh, then we're good. Okay? All right, so let's go to number 9. All right, drawing my fence. I'm identifying where my variable is. Jacob Tanner, what number do we need to move? We need to move the 5. I want N by itself, but N is with the 5. Boo. Okay? So, what operation is in between N and 5? All right, so we need to undo our division. And in order to undo our division, we are going to do the inverse operation, which is to multiply both sides by 5. Because if we have 5 times 5 and divided by 5, those cancel out. And we're left with N equals 45. Okay. If our equation is N divided by 5 equals 9, if we replace N with 45, does that make sense? Is, Landon, 45 divided by 5 equal to 9? Okay. Okay, so this is what I want from you. Remember, if you need a calculator, just grab one. Just make sure it's the number that belongs to you. I would like you to do 10 and 12 on your own. Save 11 for a little bit later. I'm going to go through that with you. You're doing 10 and 12. All right. Stephen, what'd you get for an answer in number 10? Negative 16 equals R. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Do you agree with negative 16? Okay. Josie, what was your, how did you get to negative 16?
I multiplied -8.
Okay, so since we are dividing R by negative 8, in order to undo our division, Josie said she multiplied both sides by negative 8. How do you feel about that? And when we take negative 8 divided by negative 8, those cancel. Negative 8 times 2 is negative 16. Good. Okay. Number 12. Temperance, what'd you get for that? Huh? 72? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Do you agree with x equals 72? I'm not seeing a lot of thumbs. Good. Thumbs up, thumbs down. X equals 72. Okay, good. Let's talk about it. Matthew, what did you do to get 72? All right, we got to get rid of this negative 6. And since negative 6 is tied to x by division, we are going to multiply both sides by negative 6. Negative 12 times negative 6 is 72. Okay. Now, I had you skip number 11 because I was just a little nervous about it.
Why?
Why do you think this one makes me nervous?
Because it's just different. It's the K for negative.
Okay, the K is a negative, and do you physically see a number with K? No, but we know there's an imaginary something there. What is there? Okay. If there's not a number in front of the variable, we know that there's a 1. So this is a negative 1K. So how would we undo that negative 1? Okay, that negative 1 is tied to K by multiplication. Okay, so in order to undo it, we would need to divide by negative 1 so that K is negative 7. Okay. So it's important that we ask ourselves, where is the variable? What number is with the variable? And how do we undo that number? What I want you to do is just put your pencils down. Okay? I don't want you to be writing this with me. So just put your pencils down. Okay? If I wanted to solve this problem, here's the variable. What number is with my variable? 11. I need to move 11. How is 11 tied to x? Subtraction. So we need to undo subtraction by adding 11 to both sides. Okay? We're not writing it down. I just want you to listen to me talk through the problem. This is what your brain process needs to be. Okay? Like here in number 14. Here is our variable right here. Okay? So, Sammy, what number is with D? Negative 10 is the number we need to get to the other side. Ellie, how is negative 10 tied to D? What operation is in between negative 10 and what? Multiplication. So we need to undo multiplication. Once we figure that out, now we need to choose its inverse. How do we undo multiplication? Then we need to divide both sides by negative 10. Okay. That is what I want you to be thinking about as you are doing these. Okay. So here's the deal. It's Friday. We got maybe you're going to watch the Nebraska game. Maybe you're going to watch the Monarch game because it's homecoming football game. Maybe you have other plans tonight and tomorrow and Sunday. I don't know. But I'm going to try to be nice here. I am giving you enough time that you can start and finish page 7, your homework.